It's my greatest dream come true. Welcome to the Hotel Hell. Check-in time is now. Check-out time is never.
People know comics are coming out. They know. They know. If you don't know, now you do. So we're done with that. We did it.
If you didn't know, then now you know.
Yeah, I'm man.
Shocked. I jumped onto this. I haven't. I'm like, wow, Marcus is doing a live. Let me jump on and see
what do you want.
I need one
what
more.
the fuck do you want?
He takes his headphones off and thinks we can't hear him.
Can you? Fuck,
Marcus, we can hear you when you take your headphones off.
I'm sorry, I forgot to
replace, man.
We're like, what the fuck you want? The headphones
Tell
back.
her I said hi.
Fuck you, man. What the hell?
Golly, never.
She does
married.
not deserve that treatment.
Never get married, guys.
It's too late. I don't regret it yet, though. That's the weird thing.
I wouldn't trade her for all the happiness in the world. Hey.
Megan says hi, Becker. Okay, can you go now? I can't do these. I can't do this.
No, I would actually like to talk to her.
I'd rather have her. Let's get her opinion on the subject.
What?
Does the gentleman know that we can't see his face when he's talking?
Yes, Comic Journey knows that we can't.
What'd she say?
She's like, does the gentleman know we can't see his face?
Yes, it's his thing, baby. It's his thing. Okay, are we done? All right.
It's called a gimmick.
Oh my god! All right,
women always questioning things. You know what the hell, man?
I'm gonna clip that. We'll definitely be clipping that.
And you know, I'll be looking at asses and shit, and I seen little yoga pants coming out the nail salon. So I peeped the ass out, and I was like, damn, she thick as fuck. Turn around, TT. I was like, damn, nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass. The sun is still out, my nigga, and it was just, I don't know. I mean, that's the whole.
Haters gonna hate.
Butts.
What up? What up? It is Tuesday once again, and we are back for another FOC and chill. I'm not coming in hot with really anything news that I've seen recently. Tony Stark, or aka Robert Downey Jr., said he's open to coming back and putting the suit back on. So we may be getting more Robert Downey as Iron Man, which I'm down for. So that was the main thing that I saw. There's some books coming out on FOC that I thought was interesting, including some new ones. A new one from Philip Kennedy Johnson, that's Beckerman's homie. So we'll see if we get to talk about FOC this week. Link is in the chat if you're trying to stop the FOC. Otherwise, we will get to it. We got my man Las Cruces coming in representing New Mexico. What's up, my dude? Thank you for coming through. My guy Phil's Treehouse, check him out. He's back on Sundays. Had a good time with the Treehouse sort and participated in that hashtag on Instagram. Check out my collection space and how I'm sorting it. It's mostly organized, but definitely not 100% organized. What up, Phil? What's going on? This guy must be off work or something. We got Chris, the comic vet, in the hizzy. What's up? Canada's in the building. Shout out to the Buffalo Bills. Wellbore is in the house. What up, Wellbore? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming through. Oh, we got my comic book brother, Scotty Vaughn, who hit me up on the gram and asked me to sit in on a very exciting interview that he's putting together. So look for news on that soon. Excited about that one. Dope as hell. Check out Scotty. His channel's continuing to grow all the time, man. He's doing big things. We got Eli G in the house. What's up, Eli? Thanks for coming through, man. Always appreciate you saying hi. Fatty Boom Batty in the hizzy. What up, John? Good to see you. We're good. John, will I be seeing you next Monday? I see we've got a new episode with Comics with Bueller. So Comics and Coffee. I'm super excited about that. It's already recorded and I'll definitely be in there on Monday morning hanging out. So hope to see you there, man. Excited to get back. I miss that show every Monday, man. I miss that culture, that crew, that crowd, and definitely John Stout was there most every morning. So what up, dog? Good to see you. Next year, not this year, but next year. Well, Beckerman and I have been alternating. I went in 2022. He went last year in 23. I'm going this year in 24. So I'm assuming he's going to go next year in 2025, and I won't be able to go. But maybe we can break that cycle and we can finally both go. I would love to hang out, John. So hopefully we can make that happen, man. Sledhead is in the house. What's up, Sledhead? Good to see you, my brother. Thanks for coming through as always. We got Frog Brawler. What's up, Frog? I've been finding your photos all over the place on your travels. Interesting, man, and your little takes on each spot. So good stuff there. Check out Frog Brawler on the gram. That's my dude right there. We got Kansas City's own Beckerman is here. A vote for FOC is a vote for me. Yes, there is a poll. I've decided, hey, why don't we use this poll option here? So we did a poll. Is it FOC? Is it chill? Or is it butts? Guys, get in there and get your vote in there. We'll see. We got one choice running away. It looks like it's going to be a huge winner, but we'll see what you guys think on that one. Again, that's FOC. Should we FOC? Should we chill or butts? Very important question that I'm putting down there. Ben Compton is here. What's up, Ben? Thanks for coming through, my man. Always appreciate seeing you. We got the man, the myth, the legend behind the Comic Book Community Awards, my brother, Brian LCS. What's up, Brian? Thanks for hanging out tonight, man. I appreciate you coming through. We've got officially unofficial geek, and I can finally say it right because it's right there. I think I've got it finally. Officially unofficial geek. I think I got it. I'm not going to have any more problems with that. But what's up, Carrie? Thanks for coming through. Carrie put a post on Instagram inviting someone to have serious conversations about serious things. And so if you're interested in doing that, definitely check her out. I get serious sometimes because I'm a very serious person and I can't help myself. But man, I'm not here for serious for the most part. This is my escape from serious. I used to be too serious about too many things, and I'm really trying to get away from that. What up, Callie? What's up, John? Good to see you, my brother. I appreciate you coming through. Always a good time with the hunt over on Tony Sanders, man. I always have a good time on that. I usually can't catch it live because I got to go to bed and go to work. But, man, I do catch the replay. I do much prefer to be there live because voting is fun. I really enjoy voting. And I take my voting seriously on that show, man. Like, I'm straight up looking at the books and really deciding which cover is best, given the context, given the theme that we're dealing with. All these things are very important to me when I'm voting. So I don't really play teams on that. I'm strictly business when it comes to voting, and it's fun as hell. I love that show. So check that out, guys. Friday night, every other Friday night on Tony Sanders on YouTube. I love what they're doing. I love the storylines that they're coming up with, the beef that they have. It's just a lot of creative people having fun, man. So definitely check that out, guys, if you're not already plugged in. And DJ Links is in the house. What's up, man? I appreciate you hanging out, listening, and editing. I am sure you're always editing. I'm trying to get on your level on editing, although I have edited nothing for a long time. I probably should fix that. I've been trying to think about some videos that I can try and do and edit, but every time I do, I'm like, I'm just down on it. I'm like, it's gonna suck. No one's gonna care. That's always ultimately what I end up. But you got to do it for yourself and not for those things. And I need to get to that space, and I'm working on it. But we'll see. But what up, DJ? Thanks for coming through. There's my childhood friend. We've been friends since I was in 7th grade. DeLeon coming through to show me some love. What's up, DeLeon? Good to see you. DeLeon Montoine. He used to say to the ladies, my name is DeLeon, and I can make you moan. I swear. He denies saying that, but I swear he used to say that. I swear to you he did. Man, Callie, I would love to see you. I would love to see. I got plans of being there next year, too. We'll see how my pocketbook feels about those plans, but I definitely have plans to go back, man. Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, I knew when I was putting that poll together that the Butts had a really good chance of winning, man. A really, really good chance. All right, link is in the chat, but nobody's jumping on. So I'm going to highlight a few things here. We'll see if anybody in the chat wants to talk about these few things. We've got first up, I mentioned it, but we'll show it here. Robert Downey Jr. recently seemed to be cold on it. Had the whole Oppenheimer Oscar success, and maybe he thought he was going to get to some more serious movies, and even kind of signaled to that in interviews. But he did an interview, a whole thing with Esquire, and specifically what he says is he'll put the jersey back on and play once again for Marvel Studios. So I think that's a good thing overall. Hopefully we can get back to that magic that we had. And it's really hard to think of anybody else as Iron Man other than Robert Downey. He does it. He just plays it so perfectly. And I can't imagine. So apparently they've got the next whatever else planned out, and hopefully they've got it figured out to, get that magic back, start building something again. And I think that was the problem, is they were trying to like make everything like this big built thing, and it's like you've got to go piece by piece. I don't really know what I'm saying, but we'll see. And yeah, Joker 2 trailer is out. I have not watched it yet, but I did see that one as well. And I forgot to even add this. I'm looking at it, talking about it. Didn't even show you guys. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. Hell yeah, that's what's up. That song changed the game. I know. Who was it? Oh, K-pop was talking about how back then you're supposed to be skinny like them cosmopolitan girls. If you were even just reasonably thick, you were fat considered back then. And then Sir Mix-a-Lot came out with that song, and things started to change. You had Rex and Effects with their song Rump Shaker. I remember that was when I was in junior high, and all that stuff, man, it changed the game. And now you look, there's a lot of thick searches there on the Google. So the times have changed, and that I think that song played a big part in it. I really do. If they do a thing where they find him in the anything's possible with the multiverse thing that they're doing. We've got Spectrum over there in that universe, so they could really do anything they want. They just have to make it fun. And that kind of leads into the other thing I was going to mention, which was WrestleMania on Sunday night. I'm in a chat with Papa Willie and a bunch of cats, Beckerman and a bunch on Instagram. And so I don't read it. I'm in a lot of chats on Instagram. So honestly, I don't read everything that's said because it's a lot. But I do try and skim through there and be aware of what's going on. And they've gotten me interested in WrestleMania and the stuff that The Rock's been doing with Roman Reigns. And it's been interesting stuff. The people are saying wrestling is back. It seems kind of true to me, man. I had never watched a WrestleMania in my entire life. It was one of those things that, I was never going to convince anybody to pay for a WrestleMania when I was a kid. So it just was never something that was in my grasp. So actually Sunday night was my first ever WrestleMania. And I'll tell you, I'd never watched Cody Rhodes either. And his walkout song has been stuck in my head ever since Sunday night. I cannot get it out. I love the whoa. I fucking love that shit. That shit was litty. I was like, man, this is really cool. So I was pumped for it, man. And I've been kind of Googling Cody because I'm super fascinated with him now. And I went back and saw that he was in AEW back then, and he had the tat then. He's got his wife Brandy, who is not bad to look at. So he's got a super interesting story. The way in which he almost got railroaded with them trying to switch it with The Rock coming in and making it Roman versus The Rock, and how the wrestling fans were like, "Nah, we got a story. We're trying to." It was like, what if we could do that with Disney? It's like, no, we're not doing your story. We're going back to the story that we were invested in. And that's what we're going to do with this, regardless of what you guys are talking about, to where they had to do a pivot to what they planned to do because, they didn't have to, because I think I saw The Rock talk about it. It's like they had a decision. Do you power through it or do you respond? And they ultimately ended up responding. And I think it worked out great. But going back to why I brought that up is like the MCU's got to get back to doing what WrestleMania did Sunday night, which is to give you that nostalgia, give us old people yelling at clouds that pop that we wanted from our old school days, while at the same time bringing up and building and putting over the new, which is what Cody would represent. So I thought it was great. What's up, Carrie? Any thoughts on WrestleMania or any of that?
On WrestleMania, do they still have like? I remember when they first started Peacock, that network, like streaming thing, like they had all of the WrestleManias throughout history of WrestleMania on there that you could just watch them.
Oh, I've never seen any of them, so that would be interesting.
Yeah, so like, oh my gosh, it's kind of cool. Like I remember when we first got it, like we watched like the first WrestleMania and it was crazy. And then we watched one that was like, does anybody remember Roddy Piper?
Of course, rest in peace to Roddy.
Oh my God, I love him. I loved him so much when I was a kid. I know he was like they refer to him as like heels, right? Like I knew he was like a heel for quite some time, but I just knew Roddy Piper as like the best thing ever. That's what I knew. That's what I knew.
As a troll and as a fan of the art of the troll, I gravitate towards the heels because that's what the heels are really, is they're trolls, trying to piss off and so even if you Beckerman, vouch, at our local stuff, I don't cheer for the good guys. I cheer for the bad guys. I like the heels. I like the people who come in there and piss the crowd off. When somebody yells something, then they have a funny retort, I love it. Like, it's a good time. So, go ahead.
Now, is this Cody Rhodes? Is he in relation to Dusty Rhodes?
That is his son. Yes.
Okay, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Yeah, I know Dusty Rhodes. I don't know him personally. I just know of him.
Right, of course. He was a big. I love Dusty too. He had the gift of gab, so Dusty was fun. But Durs, I want to know what's up. What's up with the Cody hate? I don't know anything, first of all. So, I'm coming in here. Everything I know, I learned basically Sunday night watching it. I just thought it was awesome the way it went down, the way they put it together. There wasn't a whole lot of wrestling, but it was still fun. And I mean, as far as the main event and the way that it was like, I have not been invested in this 2-year run with Cody, but watching it Sunday night, I felt it, I just felt it, even with the announcer and crying as she did it. It's like, I felt the energy in the room of them seeing Cody finally hit this peak after 2 years. And I guess he had a big falter last year. So Durs, I would love to know why you hate Cody. Because he seemed pretty cool to me, man. I mean, Roman seemed awesome too.
You know who I want to know why people hate him? Because is CM Punk. Like, this guy, CM Punk? Like a few years
he was
ago,
in MMA, so I'm an MMA fan.
Yeah, so like a few years back when he came back, like everyone was so excited, right? And then now, like everyone hates him. And it's just like, wow, what did he do in just a matter of like months? Jeez. Like I can't keep up anymore. I used to watch it a lot when I was a teenager, when I was in high school. And I could not for the life of me keep the plot line and the characters, figured out for Beowulf in English class, but I could figure out every little storyline going through WCW at that time, with the New World was it New World Order or something like that?
NWO,
yeah. Yes, the NWO. And you had two different fractions of the NWO, right? You had the NWO that had like the white letters, and then you had the NWO that was the red letters.
Wolfpack.
Yes, the Wolfpack. And my favorite, I think he was a part of the Wolfpack at some time. Like that was Sting. And Sting, I know, just recently retired.
Did he retire? Oh, I didn't know that. I know they seem to go forever, but
Whew.
yeah, Sting was lit in his heyday when he came back as the Crow in WCW. That stuff was lit.
When
But
he just
Beckerman. Oh, go
that
ahead.
that was a moment for me when I was a teenager. That was a boy girl thing for me, was, you know, seeing Sting, because for some reason, I don't know, the little goth girl in me was like all into that. All into that.
Now Beckerman is implying that I cheer for the bad guys with an exception, which is not quite true. I only cheer for the Hills, but I cheer against the good guys, the faces, except for the faces that are black. It's true. If they're a face and they're black, I don't cheer for you, but I also don't cheer against you. I don't know why I'm like that, but it's true. It's very
Well,
true.
you know, I think even in wrestling, and there's a lot of places where it's like one of those things where, like, I can understand that, because it's like you want to support people that are in the sport where they're not dominating the sport, you know, like,
Well, they're not. I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, they don't dominate it though, but there's quite a
yeah.
few.
So like if you're it's one of those things where it's like if you're a person that cares about representation, you want to support people that are providing that representation, even if it's not necessarily your cup of tea. You know, I get.
For me, did we lose you? For me, it's more about, and this is what I countered Beckerman with, is like, for me, it's more like an underdog thing. Like, if you're a white running back in the NFL, I'm cheering for you. If you're a white cornerback in the NFL, I'm rooting for you and cheering for you, because there's not a whole lot of those. So it's not, it's, but so it's that kind of thing but I don't know. I've been like, ever since he said it, I was like, man, am I racist? Why am I like that? I've been thinking about it. It's like, why am I like that?
Well, you're not disliking the white guy because he's white.
No.
So no, that would, and plus, to me, I'm of the viewpoint that in order to be racist, it has to come from a place of power. And
I definitely don't have that. But yes, Jeremy Wyatt. Oh my God, we were dying. This dude was going at the heel, because Jeremy Wyatt's been our champ for like 2 years. But like, what this guy sitting next to us went after him and Jeremy Wyatt's response to him just had us dying. I love Jeremy. Like, everybody around me is cheering against Jeremy Wyatt and saying, what do they call him, dog water or whatever. And I'm like, that's my champ. Like, the whole place hates this guy, and I'm sitting there, this is my champ right here. I'm like the only guy rooting for him, because that's what's fun for me. I enjoy it, man. But I'm so glad that Beckerman got me into that, man. I really enjoy the local wrestling scene, man. The culture of it, it's a lot of fun, man.
Is it a little bit more hardcore like the local scene?
I wouldn't say it's hardcore, no. I mean, it's guys. It's a local guys, it's guys who aren't making lots of money doing this. But there are some regional guys who travel and they wrestle quite a bit, and they're very, they're professionals. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. But I just love it's just fun. It's just fun. I really enjoy it. The people watching is great. So I'm really glad that he got me into it. But I've been trying to get a little bit more into this WrestleMania stuff, because I'm interested in Cody, and I'm interested in this build up that he's going to do with The Rock, obviously. So I'm going to try and watch a little bit more of it. I don't hate CM Punk, but I've never understood the appeal of CM Punk. I entirely missed his hot rise in WWE. I didn't watch any of it. And really, the only thing I know about him is his MMA run, which is not like, he didn't belong in the UFC. If he was going to do MMA, he should have never in a million years started in the UFC. Like, they did him a great disservice putting him in the UFC. So that's all I know about him. So he's always been kind of whack to me.
I also really love his walk-in music.
I don't know that I can't think of it.
Oh my goodness, such a good song. Okay, so it's called it's Living Color, Cult of Personality.
Oh yeah, that's a great song. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's a great song. Yeah, that's from my childhood right there. We got Kansas City's own brother Joe in the house. What up, brother Joe? I did grow up with wrestling, but then I got away from it when I realized that it was quote unquote fake. You know, all the story, it was all stories and stuff.
Here's the way I look at it. Okay. So yes, it is all storylines and it is the dude opera, right? Like the dude soap opera kind of and that kind of thing. But these guys are actually going out there and they're actually running around, bumping into each other, hitting each other, falling down, getting up, doing all these things, jumping off ropes. These gentlemen and ladies are actual athletes and they're doing this while telling a story. So, hey, why not?
Yeah, definitely. But in terms of like the storylines, it's all fake. So, and that was so that put me away from it when I was a kid. But when I was in college, I had a bunch of friends who were into it and they got me back into it. And so that was in the WCW versus WWE days and the height of it. And I got into it as well. And plus we had WCW versus NWO wrestling on Nintendo 64, and we had some serious matches on that game. Like it was in college, so we had a dorm room, and we made championship belts out of paper plates. So we had a
nice.
And we had a TV champion, we had tag champions. You had to get in there and beat people to get it. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. That game was amazing. But that was my height of wrestling fandom for sure. Was Chris Jericho and WCW just cracking me up. He was my all-time favorite heel. Chris Jericho was. He used to crack me up. Man, that dude was so funny.
Yeah, and he seems like he is just a genuinely funny guy, like even outside of the storylines and all that stuff. Like if you see him like just doing regular stuff, like they used to always have like on VH1, they used to always have the I love the 90s, I love the 80s. He used to always be on those shows, and he was hilarious.
VH1, I used to watch that show all the time. Beat pop-up video and all that. It's been a long time.
Yes, I used to love pop-up video. I don't have cable right now. Like I just use like apps and stuff, but like, man, I watched some VH1. Believe me, like Behind the Music, pop-up video, all those things. All those things, all of them. I don't even know if they do have that stuff anymore.
Gore going way back. I don't remember that. Does anybody remember Cyndi Lauper ruining wrestling?
That was back in the 80s because she was friends with oh God, what was his name? He was in her video for Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And
Lou
Albano or something like that.
Yeah. He used to have the rubber band on his beater. Yeah, I remember that dude.
Yeah, she got involved because of him. And this was back in the 80s, like around that time period, if I'm remembering correctly.
I bet it was terrible. I'm going to have to look that up.
Oh my God, Coco Beware. Yes. Yes. I remember Coco Beware when I was not when I was a teenager, but when I was a little girl, and he had the bird. The bird was so cool. So, does anyone except for C Bizzle remember Coco Beware? Come on.
I remember the bird.
Yes. There he is. There he is. And then you had like the $1 Million Man. You had
Ted DiBiase.
Yes. You had Jake the Snake Roberts, and he always had the snake. And you had Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Yes, Lou Albano, right? Yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Oh my God, with the mustache. Yeah.
Did he? I don't remember Mr. Perfect with a mustache.
No, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I'm thinking of Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yeah, that makes
more
sense.
Mr. Perfect was blonde, and his hair was always slicked back. Yes, you found him right there. That dude. Oh my goodness.
Rick Rude was dope. Ravishing Rick Rude. I remember him. He used to do his.
Yeah.
How do we get down this? Oh yeah, I guess we were talking about WrestleMania. Got down this wrestling rabbit hole.
Oh my gosh.
That's dope.
Do you guys remember the do you guys remember the oh god, Macho Man Randy Savage? Obviously, you guys remember that, and Miss Elizabeth, and then
Yeah,
oh
that
man,
was a what up, Bleak? That was a big deal to me, man. Because that was when I was a kid and it was all real. I didn't know that the storylines were fake. So for me, that was serious business. I didn't get to follow all of it though, because some of it was pay per view.
now
And back
okay,
then,
so you have it up on the screen right now. All right, so I had this idea. All right, what if we have people on here and we chill and we talk, but we talk about the FOC together?
we'll see. Bleak is here. He may put a stop to it if we do. But you see me. I'm trying to sneak it in here because Kansas City's own Scotty Young has a new book coming out with Jorge Corona, and they worked on the Me You Love in the Dark together, which I really enjoyed.
That
Little
was so
short
good.
series. And so they're coming back at us with this new one for Image Comics, Ain't No Grave, and so I really like Scotty Young as a writer, so I'm all in on this one. I'm definitely going to grab the whole series, but wanted to give you guys a heads up. FOC for this one is this coming Monday, so if you're trying to get that discount, now is the time to order this one, and I would say go ahead and give it an order. I love Scotty Young, man. Greater writer. Great writer.
It looks like it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like it looks like it has kind of a Western feel to it.
Yes.
Just based on that cover.
Yes, it's a Western fantasy tale for mature readers, told through a Guillermo del Toro-esque lens. So writer put her violent past behind her when she fell in love and became a mother, but that was before she learned it was all going to be taken away. Now she'll have to pick up her guns once again and ride to kill the one who's behind the threat, which just happens to be death. So I love the art on this cover, man. I'm all in on that one. Looking forward to
that
it.
has a little bit of a Del Toro kind of feel, but also to me, kind of that description kind of sounds a little bit of Kill Bill as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I like the white hair on her. I'm a sucker for white hair for some reason. Like Sephiroth, that dude looks badass with his white hair.
Yes. Oh my god. So this is something that I'm gonna probably end up spending money on. Yep.
Scotty Young, give it a go. See Bizzle, it's Scotty. Kansas City represent Nala Chiefs y nada más.
I mean, I would recommend right now, if you're kind of on the fence about this partnership here with Corona and Jan, check out the Me You Love in the Dark if you haven't already, because it's going to give you kind of an idea of what to expect with some of the darkness and that kind of thing, because that is dark, that is creepy, and it was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I wish there was it's a complete story, so there's not really a need for more, but I wouldn't mind more. But there's really not space. I actually asked him about it when I saw him at Planet in 2022, and yeah, he was like, we pretty much finished the story, so don't see any more of it coming. But it is a nice full story, so I would definitely check it out. Deviant is another one I wanted to highlight. I am absolutely loving this book. Like as far as reading James Tynion stuff, I don't know that I've ever liked the beginning better than I like this one. Like this book is really cool to me. I'm super fascinated with the story he's building. I cannot wait to find out answers. Is the gay guy that got these murders got pinned on, did he do it? Because he's not clean, he's not perfect. But it seems like he's innocent, but he might be innocent. He might not be innocent, because nobody's all one thing. So I really love those aspects of it because it's not like I would expect a gay writer writing this story to write it in a way where the guy who got the murders pinned on him was like, it was clear he was innocent, but he hasn't written it that way. It's like it's not clear that he's innocent.
Oh, it's definitely not clear, and I like that. I like that he hasn't done that with that, and it's because a lot of times I do find myself reading books like this and being like, okay, I know the answer, and I'm really gosh darn sure that this is how this is going. And with this one, I'm like, oh.
And that's the fun thing with Tynan is he's good at doing that, creating questions that I want to know the answers to. The thing where he may not deliver is the answers, or might not be as cool as you want them to be.
The one complaint I have about this one is the timing on the release. I wish they would have timed this better so that it was releasing with like a countdown to like Christmas.
Yeah, because it is kind of a Christmassy story.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it start around Christmas though? I can't remember.
It did start. And when I first started reading it, I didn't know much about it. I just kind of heard about it and heard someone's review of it, and their review was good. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to check this out because I like holiday horror stories. All right. And I love stuff that's like murder, like killer stories, serial killer, slasher type stuff. So I like that. And so I went ahead and I checked it out. And I actually was under the impression it was going to be a lot quicker of a story than it actually was planning to be. And then, I was just like, okay, well, I'm still reading this and we still have Santa. It's still winter. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I live in Indianapolis. It was 72 for a high today. I am definitely not in the mindset of Christmas time.
Yeah, well, Sletta makes a good point. It was 9 issues, so it was never going to always be coming out around Christmas. But you're saying build to Christmas,
build
being
to it.
Final, yeah,
would have made more sense.
We'll see where the story goes. Definitely, that might ultimately end up being true, though. Another one I wanted to bring up that I was looking at is Beckerman's homie, Philip Kennedy Johnson. I really like Philip Kennedy Johnson, so I'm probably going to end up getting it for that reason. But the synopsis didn't really sell me. But it says, what makes someone turn to crime, especially in a modern pandemic riddled dystopia? Danny is seemingly mundane young man lost in escapism with the spiraling lack of control over his life, witnesses something during a delivery job that will change him forever, turning things as dark as the black crocodile skin boots that he can't take his eyes off of. In this criminal thriller from Eisner-nominated writer PKJ and rising star artist Samantha Powell, the morally gray turns to cold-blooded murder. So that synopsis didn't necessarily sell me, but Philip Kennedy Johnson sells me. So we're gonna give it a go and see what's up.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like Philip Kennedy Johnson, I followed him through that Action Comics run all the way through the War World stuff and everything like that with Action Comics. I followed that through. When it was kind of like had a little bit of a lull, I still kept with it. And I do not regret that decision. When it ended, it ended well.
You got me there. I thought you were going a different direction with that.
But I don't know what it is, but like you said, that story really is not all that appealing. But the thing is if you're sometimes you got to follow the writer, even if it's not necessarily you're being brought in by the story.
Yeah,
because sometimes that writer is going to be like the thing that pulls everything together, and it's nice to see Philip Kennedy Johnson doing something that is not an IP.
Yeah. Like to let him. I love his Beckerman got me onto his The Last God book, which I absolutely love that world. I'd love for him and Ricardo to go back to that. Actually, that would be awesome. So Yeah, I agree with that. But I always agree with that. My favorite writers, I don't like them being confined by Marvel or DC. I want them to be free with their own stuff. Like when Tynan's cooped up writing Batman, he's just not as good, as I feel like. I need
I
him to be
think there
free.
were elements of his Batman run that worked really well. And then when you start getting close to the end of it, you can tell he's tired because it's like there were promises made and there were promises broken, okay, involving that end of that entire run. And it was just like I mean, come on, if you're a Batman reader, I just got to say probably 2 words to you, and that's fear state.
Yeah. I read all of that because obviously I was a Tynan fan, so I jumped on it for that reason. And honestly, I mean, I've been collecting Batman ever since, but it's not my favorite book. It really isn't.
But I'm going to tell you, on the other end of the things, that's one of my favorites.
Batman is?
When it comes to IPs, I absolutely love reading. Batman is my favorite superhero. Okay, hands down. And my right next to him, my other favorite character is hands down, maybe actually just edging out Batman is Harley Quinn. Now, do not. Maybe you want to get me started on the Harley Quinn run that's been going on right now, but you probably don't want to.
Who's writing it?
On the Harley Quinn run going on.
Who's writing it? Who's
Thank
writing
you.
it?
I hate it.
Who's writing it?
Who's writing that? That's Teenie Howard, and I don't understand it because Teenie Howard is actually doing really great on the Catwoman run right now. And this is just not working for me with the Harley run.
See, Bizzle, I wanted to. There was an A cover. I think it was the B cover for #1 that I wanted to cover horror. I just wanted to buy it for the cover because it looked so cool. But I did not get in on that one. But maybe I should. But it sounds like you're telling me I should. Tell me, C Bizzle, what do you think about that one? I do like that cover art on a lot of those books. And we got CJ not happy with the FOC. We do have some FOC haters in the crew here. And they are not happy about it, and that's fine. If they don't like it, they can jump on and stop it. It's that simple, right? It's very simple. Comic Journey, I blame Frog for allowing this monstrosity.
Hey, you can tell that Comic Journey just joined us recently because I'm gonna have to say that I'm going to take responsibility for this because I got on here and I made the suggestion. So please do not blame anyone else. Just blame me.
It gives me constipation. Wow. Ooh. Ulcers. What is that word? I don't even know what that is.
Algebra? What?
No. Algida. What is that? I don't know what that is. Heartburn. Beckerman's happy about it. See, Beckerman comes here every week asking for it, and I'm surprised. I was assuming he's in bed by now. I'm surprised he's still awake. Burning sensation, the creeps. This seems extreme.
Sir, they've got pills for all of those things.
Yeah, being friends with Batman is a no thanks. Absolutely, 1,000% a no.
I would not want to be friends with Batman if he were a real person.
Especially if you don't have
that would be dangerous. Yeah.
See, look at that sled, a burning desire for new comics. Hey, and we have my homie Doreen. What's up, Batman? Batmite, my hero. You're still my hero. You'll always be my hero. Comic Journey. Am I blocked? No, not yet. Sledhead's endorsing Kill Your Darlings. So maybe we'll check out the trade for that one because I was interested in it. AR wants to know about the Joker 2 trailer thoughts.
Do you really want to know? Because I've seen it.
It looks like AR wants to know. I have not seen it, but we will let's talk about this. Well, maybe that'll get the people engaged here. What are our thoughts about the Joker 2 trailer?
I
Is
hate
it that
it.
dramatic? Wow, that is super dramatic, Carrie. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, somebody has to get dramatic and actually try to pull off an acting job here.
Okay.
Because oh my goodness. Now, when we go into these scenes, we expect them and we should expect them. Okay. That if they are co-opting characters from existing IP, that they don't necessarily need to tell the story as it appears on the page. Okay. I'm trying to tell myself that repeatedly ever since I watched this trailer.
I really enjoyed the first one as well. So I've got hope. I thought I was gonna not like it based off like the original. I thought it was gonna be I don't know. I thought it was gonna be something other than it was. But I did really enjoy it. I'm with Gore on this one. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. What was so bad about it?
Like I said, it's the idea of taking a character that exists in the IP, and I'm speaking specifically to the idea of Harley Quinn, and presenting us with a concept that is so outside the concept of the existing IP that
Well, you got to let that go. I feel like
sure, fine, yeah, okay, but I think
because they're clearly doing something different. I mean, even with the first one, if you're really attached to comic book Joker, it might stop you from liking it.
there are elements that exist in that first film that are kind of fan service. A little bit.
And so I'm sure you're going to get some Harley Quinn fan service too, right? I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer. So they're making Harley Quinn something she's not, then you feel like in the books?
In my personal opinion, obviously, yes.
Okay. Well, I got to watch the trailer. We'll see. So are you so it made you less excited to watch this movie than the second trailer?
Yeah. It's really funny because before I came into the stream, like my boyfriend was here in my office with me and we were watching it because he's like, okay, the trailer's out. And so we watched it together. And what's really funny is I'm still really excited about Deadpool. He's not excited at all about Deadpool. He's more interested in this than Deadpool. I'm the reverse.
I'm interested in both, but I'm definitely more interested in Deadpool because I'm always interested in the future of the MCU and where the MCU is going. Whereas this is a kind of a one-off thing. It's not like the DCU. It's not like
and I understand this is Elseworlds. That's all, I understand that. And my gut reaction is out there right now, right here, right now. That's my gut reaction. I can always change my mind later on, and I am a fan of Lady Gaga. Please do not get me wrong. I love Lady Gaga. Okay. And I did have very high expectations for her. So maybe that's also clouding my judgment a little bit.
And it is just a trailer, right? I mean, it's just a trailer. I'm not telling you though. I mean, although trailers seem to tell you the whole story these days, don't they?
Sometimes they really want to get you in that seat. So if you want to see the whole thing, you gotta sit through the abridged version and then you can get the whole thing.
Well, I'm interested to see it. I probably will go to the theaters to see this. Actually, I will go see it in the theater. So, any thoughts in the chat? Anybody else see the trailer We've got Gore on one end here, who is more interested as a result. We've got Carrie, the hardcore Harley Quinn, who's not sure she feels it. But I've told the story before. I was a huge fan of the Ready Player One book. Hated the movie as a result of it. Couldn't enjoy the movie until I let go of the book. And that's just a fact of book readers, comic book readers, and true included, is that when we go to watch these things on the big screen, they're for the greater audience. They're not for us. And we've got to take it for what it is. Like because I thought, I will tell you, man, the movie could have been so much cooler. It could have been so much cooler. But it's cool.
Are you talking about Ready Player One? I've heard that. You're not the only person I've heard that from.
Oh, it could have been so much cooler, man. But I had to let it go because the people I was with who didn't read the book, they thought it was cool.
They thought it was awesome. I know. Like there's I saw like the first few episodes. I don't know if you're familiar with a writer named Terry Pratchard.
I feel like that sounds familiar, but not
he
immediately.
Was part of the he was an author and he had his own set of books, but he is also half of the duo with Neil Gaiman that wrote Good Omens.
No, I've seen that in the news recently. Is that on what is going on?
It's on Amazon.
No, that's what it is. Okay.
And he had this book and this character in his Discworld book series. It was The Watch. Okay, so it was basically like this group of people that I don't know if I wanted to call them like kind of an X-Files kind of situation in the middle of Discworld, but they would investigate weird phenomenon and everything like that. And apparently the book version of The Watch is completely different than the TV version of The Watch. And I remember watching it, no pun intended, but appreciated. I remember watching it and being like, this is actually not that bad. This seems pretty good. And then I was with someone that had read the books and was like, this is awful.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. And you see it in the comic book. You see it among us all the time where we want to see the book. We want to see our comic book in the movie theater, and we don't like the movie because we wanted the book, but it seems to have done well, among the masses. And that's just something that I think we're always going to have to deal with. It's just part of it, because they're not the same thing when they become, they're never going to give you, I guess they do sometimes give you exactly the book. And it seems to be better when they do just give you the damn book, Would you agree with, it does seem to be better. Just give us the book.
I think that there's a reason why you decided that this story or this character was interesting enough to do a movie about. And that reason starts with the written material. Yeah. Okay. And I understand people want to take their artistic licenses and they want to try and create something for a mass audience that includes people that just do not read the books, do not read the content. And that's fine because, but the thing is we have an environment where, especially with superhero movies and TV shows lately, that seems a little bit of a hit or miss, especially when they go outside of that little sweet area of fan service. And I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have a good point there. And Slida is talking about Discworld. I'm looking that up. I don't know what Discworld is. Looks like it's a video game.
It is a book series, and there's a lot of books. Apparently they read really quick, and you don't have to read them in order.
Yeah. Well, screenwriters need to respect the dang authors. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look at like comic books, for example. Those are written as scripts. So there's a little bit of an element that kind of interchanges there. Now, is it perfect? No, it is not. However, there are examples that I can think of that I was highly disappointed of when it came from book to TV show. One in particular that a lot of people just loved the shit out of was the True Blood series.
I've read the books and watched the show. Yeah.
Now, you read the books and you watched the show. Which do you prefer?
Yeah, the show's only really good for the first season, honestly.
Yes, and you want to tell me why you think it's good for that first season.
Because it follows the book until the end when Lafayette doesn't die. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That is the perfect example of why authors should take more care about their contracts when they're signing. Always assume there's the possibility this could get turned into a TV show or a movie, because Charlaine Harris had almost zero say over what happened in that TV series. It was all Alan Ball. And
What up, Mike?
I could not get past. I mean, I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt for like season 2, season 3, but after that, I was done.
You never finished it?
Never finished it. Now
Jessica is so hot. Oh, she's so hot.
I did like the character of Jessica. I will say that. And as you know, that's not in the books. Yeah. But you know who they didn't put in the show that always really upset me? I wish they would have put Bubba in the show. Do you remember Bubba?
No, not at all.
Okay, when I tell you who Bubba is, you'll remember, because it is basically the vampire version of Elvis.
Oh, I vaguely remember that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved the character of Bubba, and I thought it would have been so awesome to have this vampire Elvis person that nobody could talk about that he was Elvis. and just having that happen.
We got Rude in the hizzy. What's up, Rude?
Where am I? How did I get here?
Yeah, you were on FOC and chill. Oh, we should check it back in on that poll, actually. We've got 27,
bro. I chose butts.
27 votes. 17% of you, 16% of you chose FOC, which comes in last place. Chill comes in at second place at 26%. And Butts, of course, wins with the clear majority, which I knew it would when I put it in there.
Because Butts are live, bro.
Who doesn't love
bro? Like Butts is for like gender neutral, bro. Butts wins, dog.
That's fair. That's fair.
Bro, I gotta say, bro, I've been running, or not me, but my boy Paul's been running a Tuesday show for the past maybe 2-3 months, bro. And
that bastard, how dare he?
Hey, bro, but I gotta say, bro, it's before yours, and yours is Saturday. No, I know you're not about that, but I had to come. I'm on your clip, bro. Your community clip. I'm on it. I am honored, bro.
I appreciate you being in it.
Sometimes they wanted to keep our friendship away, bro, but they could never.
The people wanted to keep us down, but it cannot.
I'll tell you what, bro. You're running a great show, bro. I don't know how I got here, bro. I caught you. Sorry to interrupt the conversation, but
No, you're good. Do you have any thoughts? You see, I think Gore says, I think the Joker film is true to the toxic relationship in the animated series in early 2000 Harley Quinn story. So it was pretty toxic there at the beginning. I know she's evolved into many different things now, but yeah, that definitely was what she was in the beginning. Rude, have you seen the Joker trailer yet? Joker 2 trailer
we were
yet?
talking about her earlier as well. Somebody in the chat mentioned it, actually. I got to go watch it. My brother-in-law sent it to me. I got to go watch it, man. The first one was pretty dark. It was pretty dark, man. My kid wanted to watch it. He's 10 years old. I was like, I don't know if I want to let you see so much hate just yet, man. I do warn him. He's well aware. But on that one, man, on the first one, it's very powerful, man. So on the second one, I don't expect any less. You got Lady Gaga. I mean, what a dark artist, man. I mean, I don't know if that's the correct word, but I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait.
She's a poet.
AR says, "Screw what you want to see. I'm doing my own thing." AR, I ain't mad at you. Right? If you don't believe in yourself, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? What's up, K-pop? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you, Katie. We got Trev, the shipping guru, in the hizzy as well. We're over here fishing for thoughts about Joker 2. The trailer just dropped. Carrie, not exactly feeling it, but it seems like everybody else so far. Everybody else so far is feeling it. She's not feeling the Harley Quinn, the version of Harley Quinn that they appear to be going with.
And it's nothing against Lady Gaga. I just to reiterate, I am a huge Lady Gaga fan. Believe me. It's nothing against Lady.
What is it that you're not liking? What is it? Well, so you're not liking what they're portraying with the character, right? And that's very important, I mean, as far as like what our choice or what our like could be, also what does stick to the character, because characters have a certain there's like when people write characters, right? When the old school guys wrote their characters, they wrote them to represent something, right? And if it gets changed, that shit might hurt. That shit does hurt a little bit, So
I think I want to let you guys because I know a lot of you haven't had the chance to go watch it yet. So I don't want to be specific. I want to let you guys experience it, but there's just the place and circumstances that we're starting from on this one. That's one of the main appeals of the Harley Quinn character is that origin story. How she ends up in the position she's in. And it doesn't really hit the nail on the head with that one at all.
What up, J2? Shout out to the low grades. What up, J2? Good to see you. I've been missing you on the show, man. Looking forward to your return to the show. But I love me some the low grades guys. Definitely check them out on YouTube if you're not already.
And yes, Comic Journey, I am worried about
spoil that shit. If I know my boy Sarkum, he don't give a fuck about spoilers either, right? Am I right?
No, I don't. No.
Spoil that shit, man. Who gives a shit? I'll watch you whilst you're talking. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I need to read The Killing Joke. I've heard a lot of people talk about that one, and I've been
the movie.
No, I haven't. I spent a lot of time outside of comics, so I've been having to go back and kind of read some of the classics, and that's one of the ones that I still need to go back and check out. So, thank you for that reminder.
I just read Three Jokers by Jeff Johns. That was amazing.
I love me some Jeff Johns. Hell yes, man. I'm loving. I finally read Redcoat today, actually. And I loved it. It's
sitting here. It's waiting for me. It's right over there.
I can't wait, dude. All three of the books sold out at the distribution level. So Redcoat, Geiger, and Rook, all three sold out. So they're going to second printing, which I'll be buying them because I'm silly. But if you're not,
dude,
if you're not plugged in.
I read the first issue today of the one that came out because I picked it up today, but I know today was a new comic book day, so it might have came out last week. The first issue of the new run that they're doing, bro. And I read the first, dude, it's pretty savage, bro. Like, I mean, like, have you read it?
I love the way he looks when he's lit up, man. The way they draw him, the way his colors just pop on the page, man. He looks so dope to me. And I really like the character Tariq Geiger.
What I like about him is, like, if I was a character, like, I think all of us, a lot of us, if we had superpowers, we'd go after the assholes, right? And that's what this guy's doing. He's just having a field day on all the fucking shitty people at his time, right? Because it's like a nuclear, like, fucking end of the world kind of era, you know. And he's having a field day with the bad guys, bro, and I'm loving it, bro. You know.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at this comment here.
They're doing all this edgy stuff, and I'm just waiting on Keaton Pattinson, one of them, to kick him in the face. AR don't miss. Hell yeah, low grades for life. I love that show, man. I'll definitely always be there when I can be, and I don't have to work this weekend, so I'll be able to hang out late this Friday. So looking forward to that. Killing Joke and The Dark Knight. I need to read both of them, and I know a lot of people feel that way. Yeah, Ghost Machines is hype, guys. I'm loving it. I'm super duper loving it. And Jeff Johns is making the runs. One thing I really like about what they're doing is they're coming to our spaces and talking about this book. You know, they were on the Bada Boom podcast with Flo Dameron with a great interview. They were on Legion of Comics on the Tuesday before their book came out with another great interview. They're coming into our spaces and giving us that love with their time, man, and I really respect that. And on top of that, if you guys bought these books, they're $3.99. They're $4 books, which in our standards today are cheap, and they're so nice. They're really nice books.
And you know what I love about something that they kind of, if I'm understanding them correctly, that they brought up in Legion's interview, is that they're not necessarily worried about the typical model of a comic book. Like if the story takes 48 pages to tell, to the point where they can cut it off, they're going to take 48. If it takes 23, they're going to take 23. They're caring more about the story than actually trying to fit a model.
And that's what we need. We need in today's mainstream. They're giving us our fix at that point,
And I have to say, I'm sorry, but I am a fan of emo Batman.
I go ahead, Rude.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, he would be one of the emoest fucking characters of them all, bro. I mean, come on, darkness, shadows, feelings, bro.
I think that as it goes with superheroes, because we already said in this conversation, Batman is my favorite superhero. Okay. And Robert Pattinson is my favorite version of Batman. I love Michael Keaton. Please do not get me wrong. I love Michael Keaton.
My boy.
Okay. I do.
That movie was so boring. I wanted that movie.
I don't think it was his fault. I think it's what's his name?
bad.
It's Scott. What's his name? Scott Snyder's fault or whatever his name is. It's because his movies are in or Snyder, whoever the fuck.
Matt Reeves.
His movies are in slow motion. Done, done, done.
No, but I love that build up.
Done, done, done.
That movie was so boring.
I loved it so much. I'm sorry. I loved it so much. I know that they said that they don't want to, that I know that James Gunn said that Matt Reeves did not want to include Robert Pattinson as the Batman in the DCU, but I'm secretly hoping he changes his mind. This is absolute, because I everybody thinks I'm crazy. Everyone thinks I'm nuts, and that's okay. That's all right. I've been diagnosed, but I think that if you want to start out a young DCU and you've got a young Superman, you've got a young or can play young Batman, you can start them all out young and you can build up to that Justice League, kind of like what they did with the MCU, where you had the Iron Man, you had the Captain America stuff, you had all that stuff, you had all these things, and they got to build up to the Avengers. That's what I'm hoping we get. I know I'm not. I know everyone thinks I'm nuts. Everyone thinks like Carrie. It's not going to happen. It's put Pattinson in the DCU. to sleep. It ain't happening. It's not going to happen. But I'm still hoping, because what else do we have in this horrible, horrible world except for hope?
Disappointment.
What do we want in this world? We hope for. We don't hope for disappointment.
You guys, you can have your Michael Keatons, you can have your Val Kilmers, your George Clooney's. My Batman is Adam West, still to this day.
Or let's go even further. Conroy.
Adam is mine, actually. That's when I started. And I love how cool he is. My comic book dad, who I hang out with tomorrow night, every Wednesday night, 8:00 Central Time. He always starts the show with an old Adam West Batman clip, and they're awesome.
That's
love
awesome.
them. So yeah, and he made me realize that that's my Batman. That's my favorite Batman. Me and my sister used to watch those all the time. They were great. So shout out to Adam West. May he rest in peace. So I'm with you on that one, Gore. Yeah, he said he enjoyed the Batman with Pattinson, and I just, there was a lot of stuff that I liked about it, but overall it was just so boring. I wanted to get out of that theater with all of my heart, but at the end of that movie, I just wanted to leave so bad.
Wait. Gore said he enjoyed it as well. That right on.
Yeah, Gore liked the Batman. I know a lot of people did. I know Legion of Comics loved it. Was over the moon for it.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, I feel less alone now. I feel like this has healed something in me.
You're definitely not alone. There's many people that like it.
Oh yeah. A lot of people.
I mean, I haven't been able to finish it. I'm just over the Batman movies, man. Like, Batman is my favorite character. I'm not over it. Keep giving me any live action characters, I'm gonna enjoy it as bad as it is. Except for Captain America. The beginning of that was pretty bad for me. But to stick to the subject, there's so much Batman that I wasn't able to enjoy, as far as like, let's see what this Batman has to bring. I was like, I wasn't there. I wasn't even close to even being there. I'm like, give me fucking Damian Wayne that everybody hates. Give me something new. And then going back to a teenager Batman. Again, I haven't given it the opportunity. I haven't finished it. I haven't been able.
Technically, he's not a teenager.
Or sorry, of course he's not.
We're talking year two,
right? I mean,
year two Batman. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff that's out there, you know that year two Batman is still in his "I'm still trying to figure it out" phase. He hasn't become the millionaire playboy like Michael Keaton was. So there's
year two Batman's packing heat. Year two Batman's packing heat.
Is he gonna are you talking about First Night?
No, I'm talking about year two Batman, just referencing what Carrie said. Originally he was still packing heat, which 2 years ago at this point you did content about the earliest days of Batman, right? It was about 2 years ago. Didn't you do some revisiting to the OG Batman stuff?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I went back and I actually went to Batman issue #1 from 1940.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about that because it was the first appearance of Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
And I did wow, this is a deep cut, Mark. Thank you very much. Wow.
That would be the best way to go. That would be the best way to go too.
I actually coincidentally I really love going back and reading some of the Golden Age stuff, especially.
Hell yeah.
Because it's really great. Yeah, he saw the bat signal and he's like, I have to get into this one. But I did it originally because it was the first appearance of Catwoman. It's the first appearance of a lot of characters.
A lot of people, yeah. I remember when you did that. I remember when you did that.
Oh wow, that was a while ago.
People say all the time, "Oh, I watch your stuff, but I don't comment a lot because they're all liars." When I say it, I'm telling the truth.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, but back then he had guns too. But then if you fast forward 60 years in the future, we're not that far, but about 50 years in the future, in the late 80s, they did Batman Year 1 famously. Everyone remembers that. But what people don't remember is they did Batman Year 2 as a miniseries as well, and Year 3. But in Year 2, there's a famous cover of him just standing there holding the gun. Like he's Batman was packing heat in them days. It'd be cool if they touch on that. Like even if it's just for like, man, I'm feeling overloaded. Let me take this just in case. And they show us why he decides not to do it anymore.
Well, then you also have the instance where in DC Titans, that version of Batman, that version of Bruce Wayne actually goes through with killing the Joker because of what happens to Jason Todd, which was, you know, that kind of visited that kind of very violent, you know, concept. But I was just talking about what I thought was interesting was the 3 Jokers, Jeff Johns,
I know
that I just read. And surprise, surprise, I hadn't read that before this weekend. And I love the idea of how he has to, he admits to wanting to kill the Joker and put a bullet in him because Jason's like, well, you didn't do it. Like kind of revisiting the concept of something that happened in Under the Red Hood, what Jason was saying.
No, when he kicked the door and Joker was already tied up in the closet. Why is he still here? You're like, oh my God, that's one of the best animated films ever.
I love it. You know why I think it's so great? That animated film is so great because Judd Widnick wrote it.
Who?
Judd Widnick.
Never heard of him.
Oh, if you've read Under the Red Hood, you've heard of Judd Widnick.
Yeah. Well, I just might not associate the name with it. I just watch stuff like a little fanboy. I knew exactly what scene you're talking about. Like the fact that Batman and Hood were fighting, chasing through the city, and they fall into an apartment building and have a talk off, and he just kicks a door behind him, and he's right where Batman wanted.
I meant to do this.
Yeah. It's smooth. Yeah.
Oh,
man. Were y'all talking about the Joker? Were y'all talking about the Joker trailer? Is that where all this started from?
Yeah.
I was Carrie's not a fan of what they did with. She didn't like how they did Harley, but most everyone else seems to be liking.
My guy, I went from 6 to midnight when I saw that trailer.
So you're all in on it?
All in, dude. The artistic tone and style of it with that track laid over it, like you know when they announced it's a musical, like I said, like it's got to just be like they're just playing into its hallucinations, and that's what it looks like. And I think that can work on a lot of different levels. To me, it looks like it's going to be a very short time span, like right after the first movie and pre-trial. Like I think the finale to this movie will take place at the trial where he's supposed to be going to be tried for taking out Robert De Niro's character, which I bet he has like a large following still for standing up to the people, and there'll be Riot 2.0.
Yeah, not a lot of people realize that about Judd Winnick. He wrote a lot of different comics, one of them being Under the Red Hood. He also did another miniseries attached to the Red Hood, kind of like the Lost Years, between him dying and being resurrected and coming back as the Red Hood. He was also a part of MTV's The Real World, San Francisco.
Yeah, that's crazy cool.
So he was on the season
watching
with
the Miz
Pedro.
go up through MTV and make his dreams come true with wrestling or something.
I remember the Miz on the. I was back when I watched it. I remember him doing.
Yeah, people would clown on him, and then he became a superstar.
Yeah. I was one of the people I was like, look at this dork, and look at him now. He's out here on
wiping his butt with money.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I actually love that to think about him being that stupid kid on Real World, making up that stupid character. Now he's out here just doing it big time. That's fucking awesome. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing is he wrote the book Under the Red Hood, and then when they did the cartoon movie, which is like a really good adaptation. It doesn't go completely page for page, but it's a really great adaptation.
Yeah, DC animation never fails, almost never.
It takes
and he wrote the screenplay for it as well.
It takes a lot of elements from a long running run of Batman, and they touch on death of the little touching on Death of the Family was good in the beginning of it. I'm glad they didn't try to adapt Death in the Family.
What up, John?
That is a disappointment for me, not for Under the Red Hood, but the fact that there is a Death in the Family movie that doesn't actually cover Death in the Family all that much?
Well, that's up to you, to be honest with you. It's the way that you watch it. It's the choose your own ending movie, which I don't know if you have to buy it in physical media in order to actually get it. So if they did Death in the Family, where it's like choose your own path kind of thing, and there's numerous times in the movie where you pick up your remote, you make a decision as Jason Todd, and it steers the story different ways. So if you buy the digital version, you only get one path. If you buy it on physical media and and you've read the book, you can literally play it out exactly like the book, or you can sit there and do alternate paths, and it's fun. It's interactive. It's almost like, they do the DC showcases, like the 15-minute shorts. It's like one of those, but you can do it numerous different ways, so you get a lot more mileage out of it.
See, because when I tried to watch it on Max,
you can't do it that way.
Oh,
the single cut that they did on Max was weird. It wasn't weird. It was just one path. I don't know how they decide, like, who came up with the path for that. I don't know, and I don't know why they went the direction they did. It's a fun path, but it's not the traditional path, and it's even not the most extreme path you can take. Like, it's like where they end up facing off on the roof next to the sign. Like, there's even decisions in that final battle that you get to take. Like, you kill Batman in it, or you like sacrifice yourself, and it's fun. It's really fun.
I haven't heard of any of that stuff. You guys lost me.
Well, see, like that dude that's what, for me in my case, it's the pleasure of being part of this community. Sometimes I feel like I'm like the biggest poster, bro, and I sit around tables with you guys, bro. You guys know your shit, bro. And
this is the Under the Red Hood that came out, which this doesn't make you cry at the end. You're not human, or you just don't know these characters. But when the flashback ending, when Batman's walking in the cave and he knows Robin's there, but he lets him surprise him, and he jumps up on the Batmobile. This is going to be the best day ever, and it cuts out. You're like, oh my god. Oh my god!
I need to watch that movie, but I haven't seen that one. I've seen a lot of the ones.
That one.
Interactive movie.
So I have to get the actual physical copy.
Wait, were you just saying that the one on HBO doesn't show the full?
Well, I guess not, because
fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pick your own path. Like, you watch it with your remote in hand, and you're like, all right, say Joker's done killed Robin. You face off with the Joker, arrest him or kill him. You pick, kind of thing,
Yeah.
So depending on what you pick, you'll see the scene, and then
what
follows is different,
bro. Fucking, I mean, there's so many people that like kill that fool. Like, I mean, if anybody hates Batman after that, it's because of that.
You can go all in. Yeah, like, look, here's a picture of like the menu that'll pop up. It'll focus in a second.
Oh wow!
And you get to pick from 3 different choices. That means there's 3 different alternate versions from that one choice, even, and then it'll do that numerous times through the movie. So there's all kinds of different paths you can do.
Nice.
I have a newfound respect for physical media, man. I have
gotta get it. You gotta start doing it. Like,
more FOMO in my life. Like I've always talk about like FOMO sucks. Don't follow the FOMO, bro. I've never felt more FOMO when it comes to movies right now. Like, I feel the most major fucking FOMO in the world. Like, I used to love these movies, bro. Having them, like, dude, fuck.
Yeah.
If anybody,
I feel like I started like just recently trying to get back into like just actually collecting things that I know are available to me somewhere on app somewhere, but like, I just, especially stuff from my childhood, like stuff that I really enjoyed, like Gem or the old She-Ra or the Munsters.
Oh, nice. Did you see the Rob Zombie movie? It was delightful.
I have not actually watched that one, no.
If you're a fan of the Munsters, it's for you. If you're not a fan of the Munsters, it might be too obscure for you. But he did it as a love letter to it. It's cool.
Awesome.
I'll have to. I've been apprehensive about checking it out because I do have definite opinions about a lot of his past work. Especially, I am not very much of a fan of his versions of Halloween.
Oh, that first one was epic. Oh my god.
I also loved it.
First one was next level epic.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the second one.
Everyone's got their things. Okay.
I don't think I ever watched the second one. Yeah, I definitely
if you're into horses, you'll like it. There's a lot of Michael hallucinating his dead mom and a horse down the street. So
yeah,
if you're into horses,
literally.
If you're an Esquarian guy, like check it out.
If you like horses and horror.
Yeah. That first one, I thought it was like it felt like an American Horror Story type thing, as did The Devil's Rejects. But yeah, me and my I don't know, like I saw House of a Thousand Corpses in theaters, and
yeah, me too, bro. Hey, bro, I was in middle school, 8th grade. I went on a date with my girl, bro. That girl was.
Well, now we know why that relationship didn't work.
Well, she invited me, so you gotta understand.
Yeah, she accidentally ruined it. Got it.
No, bro, no. I still till this day, whenever people talk about like fucking horror, that's not horror. That's fucking, what would you describe that as?
That's next
massacre.
Yeah, so that was like his version. Like he all of his stuff is kind of like love letters to things, and that's what that was as well, to like the 80s Chainsaw Massacre type stuff. But Devil's Rejects was next level. 3 from Hell kind of got ruined because of like stuff that was outside of his control. They ended up not being able to use like practical effects and stuff, and it kind of takes you out of it. Sid Haig passing as well. That was rough. But
yeah, it is messed up that we killed Jason.
He shouldn't have talked back to Superman.
Is that what it was?
My guy, the first time this kid met Superman, he was being a smart ass to Superman and Batman, like, hey, like, dude, that's it, you're done. Like, yeah, over, bro. You gotta go.
Nobody's an asshole to Superman. What is your problem?
I'm saying that, like, he was massively unlikable character at the time, but everyone felt regret. And it was a close call too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with CJ on this, and you'll never hear me say that again. But Rob Zombie's underrated.
But you know what? Killing Jason gave us this really awesome opportunity to have Under the Red Hood and have that, story of love and regret, and having to deal with the having to look at your regrets directly in the face, and that was just if we hadn't have had Jason Todd killed off in the first place, we wouldn't have had that.
Yeah. And I was working at my LCS during that time too, when all that was happening, like Hush, when we first get to see Jason Todd, because really that's like the return of Jason Todd was in that graveyard scene in Hush. And they do a curveball. If you've only read Hush and haven't read all the other stuff, like the Secret Files and Origin book that came out a couple of years later during the Red Hood storyline, but in Hush, it makes you think that it was Clayface just trying to mess with Batman. But in Secret Files and Origin, they confirmed that Clayface and Jason Todd were there, and Jason just hid out, and Clayface got busted. But yeah, it was definitely good stuff.
Hush is one of my absolute favorite Batman stories.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's absolute. It's I know everyone has their story that they would recommend to a new reader of especially if you're a fan of Batman like I am.
Hush is a good one.
Hush is definitely one I would recommend because I think everyone can get something out of it.
I think Hush is up there with like Long Halloween too, because not just because it's a great Batman story, but because by the time you've read it, you've got to dive into and in and out with different villains. You get a good idea of like a lot of what's to offer.
I don't understand how Rob Zombie is underrated, bro. His movies were the shit when they're coming out, bro.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
How's that even? I mean, maybe now, I guess, but
I think they're properly rated.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Rob Zombie's music.
Yeah.
Saw him live. He was wonderful years ago.
That'd be a blast.
I used to work out to their music. Used to get me jacked up.
Dracula. You just hear "Living Dead Girl." Let's run.
I was in college, and I was in college in the early 2000s. Okay, so I had a regular answering machine in my dorm room, and so
I just picture you checking your messages and then picking up the Tennis shoe phone. All right, let me call them back.
Mhm.
You remember those tennis shoe phones?
So honestly, I
His wife
used
is
to, because
definitely
we had voicemail set up through the university, and but we could record our own messages and that kind of thing if we had our own answer machine. So I used to put song or like movie like clips, you know, because I was weird like that.
It was a
And
wild time.
I used to use the beginning of Living Dead Girl. Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead? Living Dead Girl. And that was my answering machine. Outgoing
Nerd.
You're
message.
sitting next to your stereo with the phone, and
Mhm.
you have to play the song and get to where you want it and pause it, and then dial in and
then fade it out.
and hit play and hold it there,
Mhm.
and then pause it and say something.
There was part like I remember there's a time period I had that. There's a time period that I had like the part in Mallrats where it's like the part where he's like, fly, fat ass fly. Like that was on there. And like just different stuff like that. Like I'm sure I was probably some dork that had like a Ferris Bueller thing or something like that on there. And yeah.
Comic Journey mentions they should do Batman from the 30s, and they are actually.
He said Superman.
Huh?
They should make a Superman from the 30s who couldn't fly and would throw bad guys
You're
out of
probably
people.
reading a second one.
Oh, he's got
I'm reading.
It's like
I'm reading the one where it says, and they're actually doing that with the first night, and they're actually going into the Batman with a gun at the end of the second issue, which I thought.
Oh, spoilers, bro! Spoilers.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
Really?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't get to get my books until Thursday this week, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Today's not even Wednesday, is it?
No, it's Tuesday. It's DC Day. Still,
Dude,
but yeah.
The relationship between Batman and
I had to
Detective is
work
my
all day.
favorite,
So
bro.
I got my books, but I haven't.
Ooh,
The
you
inner
got,
John.
what? You got that already?
Hold on, let me get this right.
I got it.
Oh,
I can't wait for
awesome.
Look at that, dude.
I love
This-
it.
Redefining
the art.
quality. Dan Jurgens is back to show the kids how it's done.
I like the art in that book a lot.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, it's
I need to learn his name because
That comes out tomorrow.
It came out today for
today.
DC.
Technically today, but yeah.
No,
Dude, look at
DC's
these
Day
splash
tomorrow.
pages,
now.
bro.
No, I am not, Trev. I'm just letting it. I'm not feeling tired. Like I'm usually dog tired right now, but for some reason I'm awake. So we're still going.
Holy crap! That last page. I had it. You already spoiled.
Show it, bro. Show it. Who cares, man?
Sorry, man. I'm sorry, guys. I was excited, and I figured Mark had already read it.
No, I haven't had a chance to read anything from today. I didn't even do my DC Day stream. I was at work, and then I'm like, maybe I'll do an after work. But I hopped on with Kyle for his birthday stream tonight. It's Kyle's birthday, but
Happy birthday to Kyle. He's got a GoFundMe going for that as well. So if you would like to donate to Kyle for his birthday,
for Starlight. Haven't read that one yet.
I'm just looking at the lovely DC stuff coming out here out of his bag here.
Yeah, that was it. It was a small week. But yeah. Free Comic Book Day is the first Saturday every May.
May the 4th.
Ryan Otley has got interiors on the Energon Universe book this year.
Oh, look at that. Kyle's number jumped up today. That's good to see. There we go.
So what is he doing a GoFundMe for?
Cerebral
for his
palsy.
birthday as well as cerebral palsy. Yeah, he's
Okay.
going to donate. And it's his birthday as well. So, yeah.
Well, happy birthday to him.
Shout out to the homie Kyle. He's a fucking chiller. I know he was live tonight.
Somebody saw something he liked.
Yo, this has where's DVH? So this has Void Rivals, Duke, and Transformers in it, and I've been waiting for like a Void Rivals like big twist. They always been sprinkling something in Void Rivals.
Yeah,
it has to do with like Transformers, And yo, this has got to be the biggest one yet.
Are we finally intersecting in a meaningful manner?
I cannot confirm nor deny anything that's spoiler related, but when I tell you this is easily the biggest appearance yet, yo, DVH, this is the biggest one yet, buddy.
That's cool, man.
This is he's gonna lose his mind when he sees this, guaranteed.
Why are you doing this to the man?
All right, the best I can do, DVH, is just video call me tomorrow, and I'll just point it at it, and I'll easily go page by page for you. I'm not mailing it to the UK.
Boo this man.
Man, it would be nice to have Ryan Otley on interiors because, dude, it just translates so well. It looks good. It looks really good. Remember that cover he did for #1 where it's just like punching, like Optimus like punching through Starscream?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just draws Transformers great.
You think they're going to try and do something with that IP, the Energon, like with TV and movies?
Oh,
and
he's stuck again.
Oh, this is huge, bro. I'm closing this.
All right, I'm putting this back up here.
Yeah, I'm closing that. So I saw something in one of the stories, and then I just saw something else in another one. This is, Carrie, to answer your question from earlier, yes, this is major.
A meaningful thing. Okay.
Very, very, very meaningful.
Dang, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. All right, it is getting late, so let's do the promotion. Let's start with Rude. Rude, what's going on with you? What was your show that you had going tonight?
Bro, I guess if I must, it's with my boys. It's on my boy Paul on 619's channel.
Okay.
He hit me up about a couple months ago. He's like, "Hey, bro, I'm trying to do a show." It's like the best day was Tuesday, and we don't care about overriding or anything. But our show is on the West Coast. It is before yours. Maybe we got to think about.
You gotta do.
We'll be shouting you out, bro. We will be shouting you out because we're all part of the same community, my bro. We're all.
What time are you doing your show?
Ours is at 5 Pacific.
What does that mean in English?
7 and 8 o'clock your time.
In English,
it's 8 o'clock.
Paul,
you're
619.
You're Eastern, right? Mark?
Yeah. I'm in God's time.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No.
Well, yeah. Sadly, bro.
I'm in the Bible Belt.
Unfortunately for me, bro, for the past fucking 2 years, I've been hanging out with a bunch of East Coasters. I finally found
wrong with that
place. I finally found my place in the West
Welcome
Coast.
home.
But other than that, bro, I'll be hanging out with the Insomniacs, bro. I'll be hanging out with fucking CJ, bro. Everybody's favorite.
I'm pretty sure you get a penicillin shot and it'll fix that.
Yeah. As soon as possible. Don't want to wait on that one.
All right. And then of course with the Reverend Bleeker, bro. Of course, me, bro. I'm the chat guy, bro. I shouldn't even be here. I don't know where the fuck I got the courage to even be on screen, bro, amongst all you guys, bro. You very knowledgeable people, bro. But
that's where you're
you guys
supposed
welcome
to be.
Me, bro. And
you are where you're supposed to be. That's right.
But I will be watching you guys all the time. Legion, bro. I haven't really, again, it's a huge community, my bro. But I will be endeavoring through your channels and everybody that and finding out, bro.
You're missing out on a lot of great shit.
I am, bro. Just listening, talking to you, bro. See me, bro. I'm more about like that knowledge because I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know everything, bro. And listen to you guys. You guys is passionate about your characters, bro. There's nothing better than that, bro. That's the bread and butter of the community to me. And shout out to everybody.
No shortage of that over at Legion. I'll tell you that.
I will be in the chat, bro. And I will be trolling through your chats, bro. Expect me. I can guarantee you that.
Thanks for jumping on, Rude. I appreciate you as always. My old spine ticks homie, still here, still kicking it. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Legion, thanks for jumping on, my man. What's going on with you? Other than the awesome Ghost Machine Pro interview you had last week, that was so much fun.
I'm just trying to survive. That's all I'm doing. It's Masters Week. But my weekly vlog video is coming out tomorrow, which in that you'll see me actually open some physical media that I had to get in the mail because stores don't supply physical media like they used to, but you can still get it. I had to get my a 4K copy of something that hadn't been out in physical media for a while, and it was fantastic. But I don't know what my schedule looks like on stuff, but you can go check out the channel and turn on notifications. I'll definitely be live Sunday night as usual. But yeah, go back and watch that Ghost Machine interview. I'm telling y'all now, I'm going to be like beating this horse even well after it's dead and decayed. That Ghost Machine just pulled a triple sellout. All 3 titles sold out completely at the distributor level. It's being rushed to a second print. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And Rude, that's what you should do is go back and watch that Ghost Machine interview first, because I got to hang out with Jeff Johns, Jason Fabach, and Brian.
I'm enjoying Geiger like a motherfucker, so I will be checking that out, bro.
So they dude, I'm beyond honored. The stream made their newsletter as like check out Ghost Machine Day live over here on Legion of Comics. I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding
me? Dude, it's only time, bro. I feel like it's time for these guys to start to check out some of the people that have been, these are genuine fucking comic book enthusiasts, bro. Comic book characters. Like there's no better place for these big dogs to come hang out, bro. There's no better fucking place, bro. And that goes for my boy Roscoe too. He had the boy DNA a little late. I'm glad I didn't have to hate him, after that.
I got my protest sign drawn up. I was about to go to Con, say no to DNA, but I scratched it out and I just say yes to DNA. So he's back.
I was already at the post office shooting off my hate mail. and then he showed up. I was like, oh man, I was almost dropping
just wasted a stamp. but yeah, just check out the channel. There's always some fun stuff on the channel.
And what up, Swaggle? Real quick, since he's here, what up, Swaggle? I appreciate you coming through. Check out his GoFundMe for Sanity right now, his second Kickstarter. I am a backer of that Kickstarter and real excited about it. So what up, Swaggle? Thanks for coming through. And also Dismay Comics, Brandon, another Kickstarter fellow that I like to back. I don't think he has anything going right now, but be ready for the next thing he has going on, man. Love to back his stuff. And last but not least, officially unofficial geek.
You did it. You did it.
What's going on with you and your channel?
Well, I interrupted my writing to come on here. So I do have a writing vlog involving my novel. Hopefully I can get that back on track. I did a review involving, I know it's outside the realm of comics, but it's April is National Poetry Month. So if you're so inclined, read some poetry. I just reviewed some. Apparently I should review more comics too, though, because especially older ones. I didn't realize. Oh my God, I can't believe people watch that stuff from like when I talk about Batman #1. That was awesome.
Again,
that's
I can't
awesome.
for other people that say they watch people shit, but I do.
Mark is serious about this comic book shit.
I did on Instagram recently did a little blurb review of The Three Jokers by Jeff Johns. I mentioned that earlier. I also like Circumstances. Marcus here mentioned. I put I put an offer out there that concerning everything that's been happening recently in the community, that I would love to have real public discussion about things like cancel culture and victim blaming and everything like that. If anybody wants to take me up on that, please feel free to check out my post on Instagram and DM me. I want to be the change that we want to see in the world, so come possibly do that with me.
When is Poetry Week?
Poetry Month is all of April.
All right, well, just in case y'all want to read poetry for the month and you're not able to, because who just has poetry books laying around? I'll tell you who. Carrie does. And if you don't have your own, you can go to her Instagram page, to the link in her bio. It'll take you to Amazon, where you can pick up 1, 2, or 3 of her actual own poetry books that were temporarily marked down to $2.99, and they might still be. So they're still marked down. So some people just have a good memory.
Yep, we have 3. We have the most recent one. It's called Woke Bitch, because, well, I'm a woke bitch. And then also we have my second book. That's my most recent book, is Woke Bitch. My second collection of poetry is called Political Science. And my first one, my debut one, I guess you would say, is called Tin Woman, Elsewhere Out of Henry. And it's basically Henry is referring to the town I grew up in Central Illinois.
There you go. Awesome, good. Look at that. Mark is just such a good hype, man. So good at it. Hire that man. So thank you for jumping on, Carrie. I really appreciate you coming through and letting me do a little bit of FOC actually before it all got shut down. But always an interesting conversation. So definitely check out Carrie.
I love the chaos. I love just a little bit of chaos. And I was like, what if we have a discussion, but we discuss the FOC?
Crazy thought. Absolutely crazy thought. Did you, and speaking on your invitation to come and discuss cancel culture and things of that sort, did you catch Robbie on Sunday night when he talked about his attitude about cancel culture?
I did. And it was one of the, I got to tell you, it was one of those things where it was like, he has such a platform, and he has such a pull with a lot of people. And I was like sitting there as a woman, as somebody that quite often stands with accusers and that kind of thing. I was like, okay, I want to see what he does, because I saw a lot of stuff that other people were saying and a lot of stuff that other people were doing, saying, and how they were reacting to things. And I'm going to be honest with you, present company excluded, I was not liking what I was seeing. And
nuance
I got on
is
there.
Lost on the internet.
What?
Nuanced is often lost on the internet.
And I went in there. I was like, okay, I got to tell you guys, all last week, I was really close to, I was looking at a lot of things that were being said and how they were being said. And I was really close to, I was very, very close to terminating the officially unofficial geek.
No,
cutting bait, running.
Self-cancel. Bold strategy, Carrie.
What?
A self-cancel. Bold strategy.
No, and it wasn't, I knew that how I reacted to the situation and what I did and how I reacted to the situation, that in comparison to what was really the problem, I was not the problem. You know, I addressed things in a way that, yes, may have seemed a little bit aggressive because I'm a loud person, you know. But for me, it was mostly about how we overall approach the circumstances that were present and not just in reaction wise, but like how we got to that point. And that's what's really important to me, is how we get to all these points and how can we fix those things? What can we do? Is there anything possible? Can we maybe do anything, even on a small level, to help things? And a lot of things that I was seeing, it might not have been anyone's intention or not, discouraged me from thinking, because there is a problem out there where not necessarily anyone here in this room, in this chat, or you know, sitting here on the broadcast have done. I have not seen that from anyone I'm seeing here. But there is a aggressive and negative world out there for women in this industry, not just comic books, but geek culture as a whole. Mm-hmm. And I saw a lot of people blaming, and I'm still seeing it, people blaming Molly Dwyer. Mm-hmm. This is the initial person that came forward with the text messages and what have you.
Yeah.
And she's been driven from the internet. nobody has really had much to say about how she's doing and where she is and if she's okay. And that is concerning to me. And I saw a lot of people victim blaming her across from places I never expected it to happen. And then when I get on there and I'm sitting there and I'm lurking and I'm watching Robbie.
Was this on a live stream?
Yeah. Well, Robbie gets on there and he's very upset. Okay. He's very upset because this is a messed up situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally everyone's wrong in it.
And he's very angry. And I sat there and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go for it in the chat and just say how I'm feeling. And I said in the chat, I said, you know, something to the effect of, I have been back and forth on this all week. It's been really rough. And I'm seeing a lot of like stuff, victim blaming and blaming her and being aggressive towards her. And I know that he didn't deserve to die by a long shot. But she also didn't deserve this, you know. And right away he saw my comment. And when he saw my comment, he's like, yes, of course. We have to give women, we have to give people like, and women and accusers and victims that belief, because it's so hard for people to get believed. And it was that moment when he said that I was like, okay, maybe I can stay here.
Well, you can always stay with, I mean, Robbie is a reasonable person. So yeah, but the thing I was going to say about it was just that I find it, I kind of identify with what Robbie said in that I'm going to be more hostile to things than I have been previously, probably to ridiculousness. Yeah.
And quite frankly, he is right. There are people out there still hammering this. And it's every once in a while, I'll take a look to see like just the state that it's in. And there's still people out there hammering this. Like the dude he's gone.
Yep. I just kind of float around on different
and she's
platforms.
Nowhere to be found.
You know, I just float around in different platforms, and it's wild. Like the temperature of each platform is kind of different, you know, so you can kind of get an idea in different places. But I'm seeing a lot of people going both ways with it, like depending on where you're at. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, it's sad that he's gone, but this is not okay. You know, doesn't justify him taking his own life. And then other places are like they're just mad that he's gone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not. I haven't seen as much her blaming as I have like cancel culture blaming. Like I don't think most people even know the girl's name or the details to anything.
That's mine. Yeah, most people don't know her name.
Yeah, they're not mad at her. They're mad at like just the environment.
Yeah.
There are very aggressive people that are mad at her.
Yeah, and any pick a subject, pick a topic, pick a place, pick a time, that applies. There's always but like the loudest voice in the room isn't it's just the loudest. That's all it is. It's normally the least number too. So you don't gauge anything by the loudest voice in the room or the meanest person here. That's just an unfair way of measuring life. You know what I mean?
I don't even mean to interrupt you, Mark. I apologize, but this guy they just had up on the screen, Sleepy Reader,
yeah,
Damien.
Yeah.
Damien, Friday night, I'm not going to call out anyone specifically, but I was a part of a chat. I was a part of a live show chat where I shared experiences of mine, nothing specific, but a little bit of specific. I shared experiences of mine that were similar. And there were people a part of that panel that I knew that I don't know like outside of online, but I know them. And I know Damien, and Damien was not in the panel, but he was in the chat. And the next morning, because I said some heavy shit, Damien's there in my DMs reaching out to me and basically just checking in on me. And I have to tell you that is one of the most awesome things. And I'm really thankful to him for doing that, because when I say he's one of my favorite people in this community, it's true. He's one of my favorite people in here.
Shout out to Damien. That's the homie right there, man. And he's you can't get more genuine than Damien. So definitely all for that. Well, all right. Well, we are an hour over, which is crazy. So thank you to everybody that jumped on. Thank you, Carrie, for sharing your thoughts. I appreciate it. And the wide-ranging number of topics that we got to. Thank you to Rude.
I'm a woman of many talents.
And thank you to Legion, as always, for taking some time to jump on and hang out with us. And good luck with Masters Week, man. I'm rooting for Tiger. Let's go, Tiger. He can come back and get another win. All right. All right, that's all I got for y'all this week. Thank you to everybody in the chat that hung out for 2 hours, which is way longer than normal. I really appreciate it, man. I had a good time, though. I wasn't ready to shut down, and I'm not ready to go to sleep like I usually am. So thank you so much, everybody that makes this a thing every Tuesday night. Obviously, it's nothing without you, so I cannot be anything but appreciative. That's all I got for you this week. Until next week, peace.